The Bestcure Pro 100 is a great price, though rather basic red light therapy panel. So how does this stack up to some other entry-level red light therapy panels? And could this be a good first purchase if you're new to the red light therapy space? Hang around, I'm gonna answer all of these questions and much more. All right, so let me turn this off. What do you need to know about Bestcure? Well, they've actually been in the space for some time now. This is only the second time I've looked at one of their panels, and this is their mid-range panel. They've got some smaller options and then larger ones. I am hoping to review their larger wall panels later on, so be sure to subscribe to check them out. The company is based in North America. They've actually got warehouses in the USA, Canada, and China. It's kind of neat. When you go to purchase one of these, you can choose where you want it to be shipped from, depending on inventory levels, and the warehouse location also determines what plug you get. So that's kind of a cool feature. Now, I said this is a basic panel, but maybe I'm getting basic and budget mixed up. Yes, it is really well priced, especially when compared to some other products, and we'll do that later in the video. But budget doesn't always mean basic. I mean, if you look at it, it is kind of an older generation style appearance, design. It is missing some of those nice, cool features that we see in modern panels. But at the same time, it does have dual chip LEDs, it does have a built-in control panel, and it does have modular support, though there are some downsides with that. You also get all the standard accessories, so you can hang it from a door or off a hook on the wall. And it comes with a pretty decent manual as well. Now, with 100 LEDs, I would classify this as a tabletop panel. I mean, it's literally standing here on my table, and it measures 20 inches high, 8 inches across, and weighs 9 pounds. It's actually not that heavy. So enough about the features. Let's fire up my spectrometer. We're gonna see what sort of power and what wavelengths this is emitting. All right, so it's marketed as having 660 and 850 nanometer dual chips in here. So let's turn it on and we'll get a reading to see exactly what is coming out of this. All right, so we do see 2 peaks here. The first is red light peaking at pretty much bang on 660, so that is great. Near infrared is peaking at 854, so yeah, not too bad. 850 is about there. So all looks good on that front. There is, as usual, a nice range of both red and near infrared light, as these are LEDs, not lasers. Okay, so the power testing is done. Now, Bestcure state that this is putting out 90 milliwatts of therapeutic red light at 6 inches. That's a big number. My testing showed that the real world numbers are nothing near this, which is sort of unsurprising because we see this so often in the space, but at the same time, it is disappointing. So what were my numbers? Well, I had a peak reading of 65 milliwatts over centimeter squared. The average over 9 points was 51.7. Not too much of a difference there between peak and the average. That is because you are getting those dual chip LEDs. It also means it's been designed nicely, so you're getting a nice light coverage, always good things. And the total wattage output I had was 32.5 watts. What does this all mean? Well, if you head over to Light Therapy Insiders and check out the shopping tool, if we sort the data by tabletop only and rank it by average irradiance, highest to lowest, we can see that the Bestcure 100 is 6th place out of 14. 51.7 is actually a decent number, and in that 40 to 50 range that we're seeing most panels coming in at as well. From a total power point of view, we are currently looking at 3rd place, which is actually really good. That is because it is a larger panel. Typically you see panels with more LEDs ranking higher in this list. But yeah, those numbers are reasonably good. As for EMF and sound, there was a little bit, a teeny amount of detectable non-native EMF at 6 inches. The sound reading was 43 decibels, which makes it the 5th quietest panel in the tabletop class that I've tested. And unfortunately, there was a little bit of flicker detected in these LEDs, so that's a shame. All right, so what about price? Now, this panel retails for $329 US. There is a discount code, and that code is currently ALEX, ALEX. That will save you 7%, and it brings the discounted price down to $306 US. As for shipping, it is free for American customers. If you're living outside of America, expect to pay 60 or 70 US. Now that we've got the power and the price figures, let's go back to the shopping tool and see how the Bestcure Pro 100 stands up from a value point of view. All right, so we've got tabletop data. We're gonna sort it by value. Now the Pro 100 actually came out with a figure of $5.90. That means you're spending $5.90 for 1 watt of therapeutic red light. And as we can see here, we've sorted this from lowest to highest. It's actually the best valued tabletop panel that I've reviewed. So that's beating the Hygge, which was typically regarded as a great value product. the really powerful Biomax 300 Red Rush. So yeah, really good job. $5.90, that's up there. I mean, if we even look at wall panels as well, we can see that it is in second place overall, with only the Alibaba panel beating it. So yeah, exceptional value there. As for stands and accessories, unfortunately at the time of filming there is no stand for this, so that is a bummer. Warranty, you have a 2-year warranty. You can get an extra year if you fill in a form, and that will push it up to 3 years. There's a 30 days return period and a 20% restocking fee if you're not happy with it within that 30-day period. All right, so now it's time for pros and cons. What do I like about this panel? Well, first up, as we just saw, those value numbers are awesome. So for the amount you're spending, you're getting a heap of light. This is why it is not only a great budget offering because it is lower priced, but it's good value. It's a good product in terms of bang for your buck. But that's not the only thing going for it. It comes with a really good manual, especially for first timers. However, some of the dosing figures in there are going to be off, given that the real world power output does not match what's on the manufacturer's website, which is a shame. So I mentioned earlier, it does have modular capability, though it is a little bit lacking, but you can get a second one of these, use the mount, screw them together, and they'll hang under each other, but controlling it still has to be done individually. For those that are on a super tight budget, you can also get the refurbished option. That will save you another $30 odd or thereabouts. All that is a panel that's been returned, so it may have some cosmetic damage or some scratches, but hey, at the end of the day, it's the light that you're paying for, so that's another good option. It's got the dual chip lenses, so you're getting really nice coverage. Every single LED that you see here is emitting both 660 and 850 nanometer light. The control panel means you can disable red or near infrared, which is always handy. Personally, I've never used that function. It does have a built-in timer, which I think is just a must-have with any panel these days, so that's a good thing. And it is nice and quiet to run. Okay, so what do I not like about it? Well, first up, the warranty is lacking, and also the returns period and that restocking fee are pretty bad. I mean, a 20% restocking fee sucks. If you get this and you think, hey, it's not for me, straight away you're losing 20% of the purchase price, so that's a bit steep. No stands available means you're either going to hang this on a wall or literally just stand it on your desk or table. It's not too bad. It does have the rubber feet, and as you've noticed during this video, it stands pretty stable. But still, I'm sure some people would prefer a dedicated stand. Though this is exceptional value, it's obvious you're not getting the best LED chips. Why is that? Because there's a little bit of flicker in this, and there's also a little bit of EMF. Personally, the numbers and the amount of these things, it doesn't concern me. I would still use this, and I'd let my mother use it, for instance, but I know some people won't be happy with that, so it's gonna be a no sale for them. We also have this issue with the power cable on the back. So the plug goes into the back, which is fine, but you'll notice that this power cable sticks right out, which means if you're gonna hang this against the wall, it's gonna do some funny things. You can get angled power cords, and most panels that have sockets on the back have these angled cords. So the actual cable comes off to the side instead. I mean, that's just a simple fix, and hopefully the company will see this and fix this for future products, because yeah, it's a bit of a bummer at the moment. And then the final issue is the misleading power numbers. Now, I don't want to say that they're deliberately misleading them. Maybe they've used a different meter or a solar meter, but there was quite a big discrepancy there. My average was 50. SQ was saying you're getting 90, so that is quite a big difference. Overall then, should you buy this? Well, I mean, if you're on a budget and you want a decent sized LED panel, not a really small one, because Beshkel do have their BQ60, I've reviewed that, you know, that's obviously smaller and cheaper, but if you want something with 100 LEDs this size, you can do your whole face, your neck, your back, your chest, you know, you can treat a lot of areas, but you're super tight on money, then yeah, I mean, you have to consider it. It's literally coming out as the best valued product that I've tested to date. And then the fact you can get that refurbished model and save a little bit more, like, yeah, I mean, why would you not? I suppose though, I've just listed a bunch of negatives, and if some of those negatives are quite concerning for you, then yeah, that's a reason why you wouldn't get it. Other reasons why you may not want to get this though include the lack of multi-wavelength technology. You're not getting your 630, your 810 or anything like that. Modular capability, if you want to get more in the future, then this is a little bit limiting in terms of stands and all that as well. But if you are set on that $300 price point, then there are some other panels to check out. One of them would be the Mito Red Mito Pro 300. Now this particular product has a nicer control panel, it's put out energy in a lot more wavelengths, comes from a well-known company, good warranty, good support, all those good things. However, it is a little bit smaller, so you're spending the same amount of money, getting a smaller panel, but better features and better wavelengths. And if you've come to this video because you've heard about this product and you don't really care too much about the price, you just want something really good, then you could go all out and get the Platinum LED Biomax 300. That also has 100 LEDs. It's putting out a lot more power than this panel and has, I think, 5 or maybe 6 different wavelengths, including blue light in there for acne. So you can disable that if you don't want it. That panel is one of the nicest panels in the market. It won the best tabletop panel when I did that comparison earlier this year. It is twice the price of this though, but hey, I do want to mention it if you want the best of the best. Speaking of my tabletop comparison series, you can watch that video here. That's where I compare a range of panels and I look at everything from power, price, operation, warranty, you name it, I cover it. It's all in that video. Check it out there.